back to the channel. It is so good to have you with me today. I want to go over a couple of things today. One of the staples in this household just happens to be bacon. So I do try to put bacon away. So what I did was I went to the pantry and I got out, this is the way that I used to do it. You can see it's rolled. I don't remember if I put a video on it, how I did it or not, but you could probably get a zillion videos on how to do it. Then I discovered this. Bacon bits. It's so expensive to buy bacon right now. I simply am having just the most awful time being able to afford it. And you know, it's really the taste that I look for, because most of the time I'll get it, I'll crumble it up, I'll put it into a casserole, or we'll put it in with some scrambled eggs, you know, or we'll put it in, you know, a roll up for breakfast for a quick take to the office type thing. But I want to share with you what I do and how that I do it. I purchased my bacon. This is the real crumble bacon. I get it at Sam's Club. I can attest that these bacon bits, they are very tasty. So what we're going to do today is I wanted to share with you $8.97 will get you, well, we'll see how many, but I'm thinking it was 7 or 8 that I got last time out of one bag. And I did buy 4 bags. Bought 4 bags. We're going to go ahead and process those away. That way this winter, when it's getting cold outside and I'm wanting to go to comfort food casserole or a good breakfast, I'm going to have it. So let's get busy in this kitchen, guys. I just wanted to let you see what I found. Found some bacon jerky hickory smoke. I'm going to jar this stuff up too. Just want to let you know. I'm going to put them in these half-pint wide mouth jars, which I had originally bought for my cream cheese, but I found all of this bacon jerky, decided to put it away as well. So it'll be the same process. I'll let you see it in the end. Okay, so we've got everything set up. I've got, of course, my 921 over here. I'll show you that in a minute. We have our lids. They're in nice hot water, not boiling. Just let them sit there for about 5 minutes. Now, they're saying now that you don't have to do that, but I'm old school and I'm always going to do that. So I got my lids. I got a bag of rings over here. I have my jars set up. They've all been washed in warm soapy water. I did not sterilize. You do not have to sterilize your jars when you're doing meat because of the time that you're going to be processing them. So, all right. So let's just get going. So just take the bacon and we're going to fill each jar. And I'll show you how much we're going to fill it. It's going to cook down, obviously, as you saw in the one earlier. In this one, that's what it's going to look like when it's done. It's how it's going to cook down. Because this stuff's already cooked. It's bacon bits, basically. So I take it to there. Okay, so we're just going to get to feeling these. Okay, so we've got everything filled. The next, I'm gonna let you see this again to about right there in your jars. So the next step is to get our, I put vinegar in just a little container, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna wipe these lips down really well with you kind of hold it above it. I want to show you a little trick. A lot of people, when they just go in like this and they pull, you're going to get 2 lids almost every single time. The way that I prevent that is I just take it and I hold it just above it. And if you'll see, it'll pick just one up. So okay, so now we're going to load them into the canner. Finger tight, always just finger tight. Don't take those lids and crank them down. Not a good idea. If you will notice, I'm not adding water to these bacon bits. You do not have to add water to your bacon bits. They're already cooked. Once they cook down, they're gonna have, as you can see, they'll have a little bit of that fat down in there. But I don't like adding water, and you don't have to do it, so I'm not going to do it. And it's fine. I've been doing it for several years this way. So this is a less expensive alternative to sliced bacon. I know that bacon is just so expensive. I mean, it really, really is. And a lot of families like bacon, and we just want to make sure that we're able to afford to eat as much bacon as we want to eat. So, okay, I've got 3, 6, 7, I've got 8 in the bottom. I'm going to take this and put on top of it because I can double stack mine. I should have went upstairs and pulled out my other one, because that's gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and put these on the top since they're shorter. You want to have your you know, the ones that are all the same height on the bottom, of course, because that way it won't be wobble jog when you put that second one on there. So I'm gonna arrange them where the weight is a little distributed. I put 3 quarts of water always in the bottom of my canner. That's just the way I've always done it, so that's what I do. It is a cold canner. It is, I have no notification. It is a cold canner, so I do put it in there cold. I actually probably put a few, maybe one more in here, and then that'll allow me to get some more of those for, okay. So we'll have one more after this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the lid on the canner, and we'll bring you over here and let you see how I do it. Everything's in the canner stacked. Before you begin, make sure that you did check right here, this little thing right here, that you looked through it. Make sure that you can see light through that little vent pipe. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, oh, and I did clean this one up, so I Vaselined it again. That's what I use, is Vaseline. So we're going to put it in there. Now, whenever I do this, I don't go ahead and tighten all of them together. You are going to want to go on opposite sides. So here, 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 here. All right, so now I've just got them on there. So what I'm going to do now, because they are pretty bad about not fitting straight, I just want to make sure that everything's good and straight. Then I go through and, I'm sorry, tighten them. And just make sure everything's good and tight. All right, so the next thing I do is I light my stove. I know exactly where to put my stove as far as how I'm going to be canning with it. So I got it set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this to vent for 7 minutes. That's what my canner does. You need to read your book to make sure that you're on the right vent time. But 7 minutes to vent. As soon as it vents for 7 minutes, we're going to let it come to pressure. I do 10 pounds of pressure. I use this. I also have a dial gauge, but I do 10 pounds of pressure. And at the end of 75 minutes, I'll turn the heat off, let it cool down, usually for an hour or two, and then take this off, pull them out of the canner, and then we're good to go. So I will see you guys in 75 minutes. Well, probably longer than 75 minutes. Okay guys, I don't know that you can see this. I know you're probably able to hear it. You can see the steam there. That's what you want it to be doing. And I'm gonna let mine vent for 7 minutes, like I said, and then I'm gonna put the weight on it. I'll bring you back when that's done. Okay guys, so my time is up, and if you will look on your weight, you've got 15, 10, and 5. For my altitude, I use 10 pounds of pressure. You need to check and make sure what your altitude is and adjust that accordingly. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to put that right on it. A lot of you guys are scared to put that weight on there. It's, as long as you don't just put your finger up under there, you're going to be fine. It ain't going to burn you. You saw me just now do it, so there's really no fear. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to wait for it to come to pressure now. We've vented it. It's coming to pressure. Now this is where my dial gauge is, if you can see that. Now usually it's going to be, mine is somewhere between, on this, 11 and 12 actually. So I don't really go, this is just kind of like an extra little guide for me. I go by this one primarily. Once it starts jiggling and the air is escaping, the steam is escaping, then that is your signal that it has come to pressure, and then you can start your timer. Now these are half-pint jars, so we're going to do them for 75 minutes, okay? So even if it was a pint jar, you would do it 75 minutes. Even though it's smaller, you still do it as the same time as the pint, which is 75 minutes. Okay guys, hear that? That's when you know to start your timer. Alright guys, so we ended up with 35 total. I've got 3 put in the refrigerator for this week, but they turned out great.